Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk about politics. And first, before I empty myself on the fact about politics, let me comment on what I saw yesterday in the streets. I was not pleased. I think the war between the police and the citizens is day by day becoming even worse. It's like the citizens, the Gen Z revolution is targeting in every time they get to the streets, one, two, three police are dead. And the police, when they go to the, to do their job and their duty in the streets against the protesters, they are also having a certain aim to ensure that one or two or 10 or 15 Gen Z young men and ladies are injured and some are dead. So this kind of thing that is going on in the streets between the police and the citizen, it is not going to bear any fruit. And I think now the president is supposed to take a deliberate steps to make sure that some of these things that are happening should be stopped. And by stopping this is not killing the people, but coming on broad day and address the nation. I think for now the president has understood what the Gen Z are trying to communicate. So I think among young people we should choose some two, three intelligent men who are not biased and who are not going to be bought, who will stand by the decision to go and face the president and address the issue about the young people and let the president respond accordingly for the better future of Kenya. Now, politics. I have a very serious question, and this question has been triggered by what I saw yesterday and what I've been seeing over since Rigiji was swept out of the office because he was so concentrated so much on Mount Kenya, kind of tribal, and most of the Kenyan people spotted this and casted this and were not very pleased about a statesman, a deputy president talking about only one religion, one region, that is Mount Kenya, when we have also some other mountains in other places like Luos, we have the mountains, Kisis, have mountains, we have mountains, we have Mount Longonot, and nobody's talking about such kind of mountains. So when he was removed, he vowed that I will make sure that William Samoei Ruto is a one-term president. Now the question is, you are the citizens. You are the owners of this nation. Leaders come from us. The question is, what formula do you think the former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, going to use to make Samoei Ruto a one-term president? What kind of formula do you think that he's going to use to make Ruto a one-term president? My assumption, demonstration is one of them. Gunzi funding is another thing. Destruction of properties, government offices, business premises is another thing. Loss of lives is another formula. This is my assumption, because by doing that, he has the guts to come in a broad day light on media to point on the government on how unaccountable, irresponsible they are. You see? So I'm just asking these leaders who are always pointing fingers on the president. I'm speaking this because ever since I was born, ever since I became so mature during the time of Mwai Kibaki, because by 2000 My mama was I was 2 years. I was very small by then, and I read about the story, the fight of Raila Amolo Odinga fighting against the Moi's governance, and he's the one who participated to make sure that Moi gets out of power. So all along, no president, no sitting president has ever been good. You see, no sitting president has ever been good. The reason is, why is the sitting president always bad? Unemployment has been there. When I read the history and listen from the old people, they are complaining about Jomo Kenyatta, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. He was a dictator. He was a land grabber. I've listened from the old people and telling this guy was never a good person. Whatever he wants, he'll get it. You see, and if you deny, if you don't adhere with what he says, you are dead meat. You see. So the question is, why is it that every sitting president is a bad person, is irresponsible, he doesn't know what he's doing? And why is it that the other one who is out is always good? That like Matiang'i is a good person at this moment. I want to make this statement really quick, and I want to lay gently this information to my fellow men from the central part of Kenya. Please, I want us to consider, because I know some of the guys are now evolving, are coming out of this ethnicical kind of thinking. I'm asking you, please, why can't we just think out of the box that we are not supposed to be guided by politics? I mean, guided by kind of tribal statements or being used by other politicians to satisfy their interest by labeling the sitting president as a rogue, as a bad person, as a what. So why can't we just evolve from there so that we can take the chances to comboa our country? You see, we liberate our country in the best way possible than destruction of properties, loss of lives. Actually, young people seems to be like they have lost hope. Like niende tu nishutiwe. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing, because even the people who fought for the independence of this country never went on in front of the invaders that shoot me, I don't care. That's not fighting. You're not fighting. Yeah, that's not a good fight. That's a fight that you have already lost, you see. And we are never going to liberate this nation anymore. So my main point is that, which kind of formula do you think Rigathi Gachagua is going to use to liberate this, to make Ruto a one-term president? Which formula? Which tactic? Going to the street is one of them. Destruction of properties is one of them. Paying the gonzis to frustrate the gens, just to bring confusion, is one of them. You see, banning government institutions is another thing. And he's going to take that chance to come on the broad day media and tell us I told you this government is unaccountable. It's just finding an excuse. He's finding an excuse to come on media and point fingers on the government. You see, so if we are so mature enough, we are not supposed to be driven by anybody, and we are not supposed to complain and want change today. Nothing happens instant. The jobs will not be created instant. The opportunities we want is not going to be created instant. Maybe at wrong run, maybe at the end of it, something is going to come. Now, I want to ask another question, very intriguing question. Do you think, now that Kioni is supporting His Excellency Fred Matiang'i, do you think if Matiang'i goes in, the same people from Central, some of those political leaders, do you think they are not going to point fingers on Matiang'i? If Matiang'i is not going to adhere with what they want and how they want it to be, Do you think that these same guys are not going to point fingers on on uh, on Matiang'i? So what if again we make that mistake, Matiang'i is in, and then there is a other group outside campaigning against Matiang'i? So how do you think this country is going to be? How is it going to be? Chaos after chaos, no peace, no business, no growth, economy deterioration, inflation, everything will go broke. Everything, there's anarchy is going to face this country. So before we get ourselves into that position, is there anything that we can do? Yes, there is something we can do. And what is that? What is that? Let us blame the government institutions. Let us lay our blame on our representatives. We have the MPs who are responsible in making laws. They are responsible. Is it making laws? Amendments and whatever bills and this done in parliament. Members of parliament, MPs, they're the ones who endorse all these things. Responsible, happy in impeaching, but not representing the people. You understand what I'm saying? IPOA is another institution that taxpayers' money are used to pay these people to protect, to hold the government officials into account, but they're not doing their job. So we are losing lives. The government officials, the citizen representatives are there. They're eating our money. They are enjoying the benefits from us. And again, they're not doing their job. So what are we supposed to do? Those are the very people we are supposed to really tackle really good. Those are the people supposed to give us the right answers. If the IPOA is not doing its job, get the hell out of it. Vunjwe, litoke, judiciary, if it is not performing its duty, it is supposed to be held into account, because these government institutions, these government offices, they are the ones who are making lives very hard. Ruto is just one man. We have a judiciary who is supposed to hold the government official, the government accountable. The judiciary, the members of parliament, they have the powers to say, President, no, we are not going to do this. But those are hungry tigers who you elected to represent you in parliament, to represent you in various places, to open loops, to create jobs, to create opportunities. But they are there, hungry. They're waiting for the president to give them 200,000 to vote for a bill that is going to frustrate the lives of a voter. So that is what we're supposed to do. Hold the offices, occupy those offices, and hold those offices accountable, because they are required. And seeing Ruto being tossed by the citizens, they are happy. They are happy. No good.